Hello muffins, it's Vicky. Welcome back to another candy tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a Cheshire Cat candy mask. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to make this one for years and just kind of never got around to it. Let's get started with the supplies. Okay, here's the bead grocery list. We're going to need 332 beads total. It's going to be 21 of this magenta color, 48 purple, 74 black, 120 pink, 69 white, and that's it. And then also we're going to be using, I'm just guessing honestly, about 14 feet of string. I know previously I've told you guys that I like to use stretch magic for like most of the mask and then elastic for the straps, but I've since changed my mind and decided I like making the whole thing with elastic. So I'm just going to use this 1mm white elastic, which you can find at pretty much any craft store. I like to get mine at beadtin.com. Not sponsored or anything. They're just my fave. That's also where I get most of my beads. I'm actually making this mask for one of my Etsy customers, so check out my Etsy shop in the description down below if you're interested in checking out what I got. Now the first step in making the candy mask is I'm going to get 10 feet of string. I don't actually measure it though, I just estimate. This is a lot of string to work with, but rather have too much than not enough. Now I'm going to fold the string in half and hold the two ends in one hand. Now let's start the pattern off with one white bead on each end of the string. Then I'll put the two ends together and put on one white. Then one black on each end. By the way, the pattern's going to be in the description below, so you can double check yourself as we go along. Then put the two ends together and put on one bead, one black bead. Then let's do pink on one end and black on the other end. Put the two ends together and put on one pink. Then we'll do two pink. Then we'll do two pink, one on each end. Put the two ends together and put on one pink. One pink on each end again. Put the two ends together and put on one pink. Then one pink on each end. I grabbed the wrong color just then. I was going to put black. Okay, one pink on each end. Then put the two ends together and put on one black bead. Now that is halfway through our base. Put one pink on each end. Put the two ends together and put on one pink. One pink on each end. Put the two ends together and put on one pink. One pink on each end again. The two ends together and another pink. Alright, this time it's going to be one pink and one black. Put the two ends together and put on one black. One black on each end. Put the two ends together and put on one white bead. And then one white bead on each end. And now we can pull all the beads towards the middle of the string. And I'm just gonna pull on them some more, like this. And then before we tie off the base, we're just gonna need to make sure that the base looks correct. So you're gonna want it to be symmetrical, of course. That's one way to check if it's right. And then if you want to double check on the pattern, the two white beads on the edge are like the top corner of the mask, where the teeth, the corners of the mouth. So you can check that way as well. Just kind of glance at the pattern and make sure that it looks right. If all that checks out, we're going to want to tighten this some more. I'm using a lot of tension because I'm using elastic and I want the mask to have like a firm feel to it, I guess, and not be floppy. So I'm just kind of tightening it a lot. So it'll be stiff. I think that's what I was going for. And we're gonna do a double knot here, but first I'm gonna do one knot. And like pull on it, tighten it, and then do the other knot. And I also have 2 beading needles I'm gonna be using because it makes it a lot easier for me. So first we're gonna be working on the top of the mask. Let me go ahead and add my beading needle on. That'll make things a lot easier for me. And the top, so hopefully this makes sense, but the little black point right here is pointing up towards the top of the mask. So that's how you know which end is the top. And I will take my beading needle and place it through the top edge bead. All right, and then we're gonna add on a black bead to the string and then put the string through the next black bead that's popped out. Next, we'll add a pink bead. Put the string through the next pink bead that's popped out. And make sure you're pulling these pretty tight so you don't have a floppy mask. Next, we're adding another pink bead, putting the string through the next pink bead that's popped up. Add another pink bead, put the string through the next pink bead that's popped up. And you guessed it, another pink bead. Now the next bead that we're doing is going to be the bottom of the nose, so it's going to be a magenta bead. Put the string through the next pink bead that's popped up. Next will be another pink. Put the string through the next pink bead that's popped up. Another pink bead. Another pink bead. Another pink bead. And then the last bead on this row is going to be a black bead. Awesome. And for the top part of the mask, we're only going to be using one string. So I will just keep going with this one string. And what I'm going to do on this row, without adding any beads on, I'm going to take the beading needle and put it through this black bead right here. So it's like the second bead in. And that's going to start giving like a diagonal shape. You'll see it more as we do more rows. The next bead is gonna be purple. So we'll add on that purple bead. And then we're gonna do 3 pink beads. There's 1. Oh, my string is getting all loopy. There's 2. And 3. Then we're gonna do 2 magenta beads. And then 3 pink beads. One of the nice things about this mask is that it is symmetrical, so whatever you do on one half, you can do on the other half. It makes it easier to follow the pattern, like without having to constantly look at it. Then 1 purple bead. It's going to be the last one on this row. And looking pretty good so far. Now we're going to take the string and place it through that purple bead that we just added without adding a bead to continue on our little diagonal shape. Gotta tighten that. There we go. The next bead we're adding is going to be purple. Then a pink. Then another purple. And then 3 magenta. Gotta let some of my string out of this needle. Then we're gonna do a purple. A pink. And a purple. Then take the string and put it back through the last bead that you added. See how it's making a nice diagonal shape? Looking good. Then we're gonna do 2 purple. then a magenta, then a black, then another black, then one magenta, then two purple, then take the string and put it back through the last bead that you added. Then we'll add one purple, one magenta, and one black, another magenta, another black, a magenta, and a purple. Then place the string back through the last bead that you added. Then here we're going to put a purple, then 4 magenta, and then a purple. Then place the string back through the last bead that you added. Then we're going to add 2 magenta. Then place the string through the next 2 beads without adding any more beads. This will create a cool little V shape in the center, which we're going to stitch up later to make a nice little shape for the mask. Then we're going to add 2 more magenta. Then place the string back through the last bead that you added. Add 1 magenta here. Then place the string through the next 4 beads without adding any more beads. Alrighty, so for just a minute here, I want to go ahead and just flip the mask over. We are done with the top part, so I'm going to flip it and then grab that other string we weren't using yet, and we're going to use that one for a minute here. Gonna add my beading needle to it. All right, so we're gonna take this string that we haven't been using yet and just place it through the bottom white edge bead. And then we can add a white bead on. And then another white bead. Then a black bead. Then 2 pink beads. One black bead. Two pink beads. One black bead. And then 2 white beads. All right, now we're gonna go back for that string that's coming out of the top and bring it down. I usually just like to get the other one out of the way first, basically. So let's thread our string all the way through all the beads in the mask till we get to the top corner. Just all the edge beads. All right, now we've made it to the corner bead. And I'm going to place the string back through this black bead right here that's right next to where it's coming out. I've actually never tried this before, but I think this will be better than how I usually do it. And then I'm going to put my string through the bead directly underneath where it's coming out. And then through the bottom edge bead. And that is exactly where we want this bad boy to come out at. I'm just gonna flip the mask over now because it's easier to work on it when the part I'm working on is facing me. Now we've got both strings in action here, so I'm gonna go ahead and go with the string that is longest right now and use that one. Then we're gonna add a white bead onto this edge. Then a black bead. A white bead. And a black bead. Then 2 pink beads. Two more pink beads. Then we'll do a black bead. Then a white bead. Then a black bead. Then a white bead. And then this white bead is gonna like hang off because there's nothing to thread through. So I'm gonna grab my other string and place it through that bead, going the opposite way. So that way it's gonna be held on, and we'll continue with this string through the next row. And we will start with 2 white beads. Then 2 black beads. A pink bead. A black bead. A pink bead. Then 2 black. And 2 white. Then I'm gonna switch to the other string. The first bead of this row will be white. Then a black. Then 2 white. Then 4 black. Two whites. Where'd it go? I lost my beading needle for a sec. Then we're gonna add a black here. Whoa! Sometimes that happens. Okay. I'll add a white bead onto this string now. Then I switch to my other string. Place that one through the same bead, going in the opposite direction. Tighten it, and it's gonna stay on there. And we'll continue the row with this string. We're gonna do 2 white. Then a black. Then a white. a black, a white, then a black, another white, another black, and then 2 white to finish off this row. Alright, I'm going to switch to my other string now. The first bead on this row is black. Then we're going to add another black. Then we're going to do 8 white. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then 2 black to finish off the row. So there's the first one, and then of course the second one. We're going to place it on the string, then switch to the other string, place it through the same bead, going the opposite way, and that will hold it on. The first bead of this row will be black. Then a white. This row pretty much alternates black, white, the whole row. So here goes a black. Then a white. Then a black. And then a white. A black. Then white. Then black. Then white. And the last bead will be black. Time to switch strings and start the next row. The first bead on this row is going to be pink. Then black. And then 8 white. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 7 and 8. And then a black bead. And the last bead on this row will be pink. Then I'll grab my other string and place it through that same pink bead to keep it on. The first bead of this row is also pink. Then we'll do 2 black. Then a white. A black. A white. A black. One more white. And then 2 black beads. And lastly, 1 pink. And then I'm going to switch to my other string here. Now I'm going to add 2 pink beads. Then 1 black. And then 6 white. There's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Then we'll do a black. And then 2 pink, of course. And for the last bead on this row, we're going to place the other string back through it, going the opposite way to hold it on. Now let's do 2 pink on this row. Then 1 black. Then a white. A black. A white. Another black. One more white. And then 1 more black. And then let's do 2 pink to finish off the row. Now we're done with the middle part of the mask and we're going to make the bottom. And I'm just going to leave this string here and use the longer string to finish off the bottom of the mask. So whichever string is longer, just use that one. So I'm going to take my longer string and place it through the second to the edge bead on the bottom. Then I'll add 2 pink. And then a black. Then 4 white. Then 1 black. And then 2 pink. Then I will place my string back through the last bead that I added to keep the diagonal shape going. Add on 2 pink beads. Then 2 black beads. One white bead. Two black beads. And then 2 pink. Then place the string back through the last bead that you added. Add 2 pink beads. Then 4 black beads. And then 2 pink beads to finish off the row. I'm sure you might be noticing that my stitch over here is coming loose, and that's totally fine. I'll fix it later. All right, then I'll put my string back through the last bead that I added. Add 2 pink beads. Oh, that's the wrong pink. The wrong pink. All right, then let's do 3 black. And 2 pink to finish off the row. Now this next row, let's get this one started by putting the string through the last bead that was added. Then we're going to do 6 pink. All right. Let's get to the next row now by placing the string through the last bead added. And then we'll do 2 pink. And then place the string through the middle black bead without adding any more beads on. And through the pink bead right next to it. And then we can put on 2 more pink. Then I'll place the string through the last bead that was added. I'm gonna put 1 pink here. Then thread the string through the next 4 beads. Then add 1 more pink. And now, once we add this one, we'll just need to tie it off. I think I'm gonna have my 2 ends of string meet right here. I like to have them meet like where like you see this little loop because those 2 beads are really close to each other, so I feel like it'll hide the knot better. So that's what I'm gonna do. I tighten this one back up, this one that's coming out of the corner, and then place it through the bead down and over that's right next to it. And start just threading it down. I'm gonna go through 2 more beads. Okay, pull that nice and tight. And then I'll go back to my bottom string and I'm gonna thread that one up 3. Up and across. And now they're coming out right next to each other, like going towards each other, and this is the part where I'm going to take my beading needles off and tie a triple knot. Make sure to tighten it. And then I'm going to cut off the ends. And we'll see if I can poke this knot down into like a bead somewhere so it's like not so obvious that it's there. There we go. Now I usually have like a good bit of string left over when I do this. That's a good bit. Like, that's enough to make a Kandi single, but what I'm going to use it for is to stitch up the bottom and top points. So let's just start at the bottom because that's already pointed at me. So I'm going to put my string through the bottom middle bead and then pull the two ends until they're even. Then I'll thread one end through the bead right next to the middle bead. Got it. Significantly harder without a beading needle on it. So now it's coming out there. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So now it is threaded through the middle 3 beads. Now I'm going to take one of the ends and place it through the next bead down on the opposite side. Then I'll switch strings, place that one through the next bead down on the opposite side. It's sort of like, think about it like lacing up your shoes or something. And we'll switch strings, place this string through the point bead of the opposite side, and take the other string and place that one through the point bead of the opposite side. And yeah, it should be laced up like a shoelace now. And then gonna tie just once, pull it tight, and then I pull on it like this to tighten it up. And I'll do a triple knot there. Now let's do the same thing to the other side. Gonna put my string through the middle top bead and make the ends even. And then place the end of string through the next bead. Switch to the other side and do the same thing. And now the string should be through the middle 3 top beads. Take one end of string and place it through the next bead up on the opposite side. Switch strings, place the string through the next bead up on the opposite side. Switch strings, place the string through the top point bead on the other side. Then take the other string, place that one through the point bead on the other side. And now it's laced up nice and neatly like a shoe. I'll give it one tie. And then pull like this to tighten it. Give it a triple knot. Only one thing left to do after this. We gotta add the straps. Look how nicely shaped it is now. For each strap, I usually use 2 feet of string. Fold this string in half. Put one end through the second to the inside top bead, and the other end through the bead right under that one. And then pull them through and try to keep them even. Just pull them all the way through. Then put the two ends together and place them through the top corner bead. Pull that all the way through, and now we're going to add 34 beads on. For this mask, I like to do purple and pink alternating. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. Now that we have 34 beads on our string, we're going to take the two ends, hold them together, and place them through this bottom corner bead. Then place one end through the bottom second to middle bead. And one end through the bead right above that. Now these, you don't want to have as much tension in the ear strap as you have in the mask. It doesn't need to be tight. Like, leave it floppy. We want it to be floppy. That way it'll be more comfortable to wear. And tie a triple knot here. Gonna cut off the ends. And then I like to pull like that. Kind of poke the knot in with my fingernail. And there we go. See, the strap's kind of floppy as compared to the rest of the mask. That's good. So now we gotta do the other strap. So, gonna get 2 more feet of string. So, gonna get 2 more feet of string. I think my guess of 14 feet was right on the money. We're gonna put one end of the string through the second to middle top edge bead. And then one end through the bead right under that. pull that through, keeping the two ends even. And then place both ends through the top corner bead. All right, now let's add 34 beads, purple and pink alternating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, and I feel like I lost count somewhere. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. Okay. 33 and 34. And now we can put our two ends of string through the bottom corner bead. Then put one end through the second to middle bottom edge bead, and then one end through the bead that's right above it. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Like that. And then you can tie this in a triple knot. Remember not to make it too tight. Don't put too much tension in the ear straps or they'll be uncomfortable. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but before you finish tying it off, you can always hold it up. Once you have the string all the way through, hold it up and try it on. Because people have different sized heads. And add or subtract beads as you need to until it's comfortable. And there it is. Our finished Cheshire Cat candy mask. I hope you enjoyed making one with me, and thank you so much for watching my video. Subscribe for more tutorials, and I also do live streams sometimes. Until next time, you guys, peace, love, unity, and respect.